Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with David Embrey. He's the Edmonson County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Joanna.
Now, David, we talked the other day a little bit about maybe having a hay shortage, people not having enough hay to get them through the winter. And in Kentucky, we never know how long that winter is going to last. But it might be now is a good time to maybe start thinking about what we're going to feed cattle just in case we don't have enough hay.
Right. We talked the other day, Joanna, like you said, about inventorying our hay and having it tested and all that stuff. And after you've done that, once you decide whether you've got enough hay or not, if you've got enough hay, you think you've got enough hay, you're fine. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. But say I've determined I don't have enough hay, then what am I going to do? Well, obviously, you could sell some animals if you just want to feed hay. But if you want to hang on to those animals and you want to try to make some money off of them, it is possible. You can supplement. There's a lot of things we supplement. Obviously, corn is the biggest thing. You know, it's a good energy supplement. It's got a lot of energy in it. People will use soybeans or soybean hulls or different things. There's a whole bunch of things out there that we can use to supplement with. What we have to do as a producer is decide, number one, what's most economical for me, and number two, well, actually, that would be number two. Number one would be what's going to do the best job for my cattle, then what can I afford of that?
Yeah, and when you're feeding supplements and commodities and different things like that, there are some things to consider. There's storage, nutritional value, like you talked about, how you're going to feed it. You're going to put it in a creep feeder, or you're going to put, hand feed every day. So there are some decisions that have to be made with that.
And of course, most of us are going to look at price first. So, we're going to go and we're going to look, and, when you keep up with the market, the last 2 or 3 weeks in a row, the prices kind of crept up on commodities that are out there, and so we need to be mindful of that and think about, okay, so if I'm feeding corn and the price goes up 20 cents a bushel, can I still keep feeding that corn, or do I need to go to something else? Or a best case scenario would be, if we're going to supplement, instead of looking at just one thing or another thing, a good mixed ration is really what the best case scenario would be. But again, we have to look at what our economics of that are, and are we trying to maintain body condition, or are we trying to put weight on an animal?
Yeah, and a lot of places will offer a complete type feed. And sometimes if you're not having to feed a lot, that might be, get a gravity wagon full of that to just kind of get you through, depending on the nutrient needs of your animals.
And for instance, corn, if you're just going to use corn, if you're just going to go buy shell corn, generally 1 pound of corn can replace 2 pounds of hay. So if you've got a good mixed ration, if you apply that same general idea to that mixed ration, say you got to feed so much per day. A cow's supposed to eat about 2.5 to 3% of her body weight. And so if you've got 10 pounds of hay to feed an animal, a growing animal now, if you've got 10 pounds of hay after you've done your inventory, you need to figure out how much that I need to supplement on top of that 10 pounds of hay. Well, generally, just say you've got a 1,000-pound mature cow that's dry. You can feed her that lower quality hay, and she can get by on that. Then with your growing animals, you take the higher quality hay, feed that to them, and determine from their weight and their nutritional needs how much you need to supplement and what you need to supplement with.
Now, David, some people at home might say, well, I'm not a nutritionist. How do I figure this out? How do I know the nutrient requirements for my animals?
Well, there's several different ways you can do it. UK has a lot of good publications on that. We have some good nutritionists that work for UK as specialists. And so get with your local extension office, call us as agents. We can help a little bit. I'm not a real good one, but I can help, and I can get other people to help us as well.
But we always have resources at the university.
Yes, we always have resources, for sure.
Yeah, now what about byproducts feeds? We hear about all those being available.
Yeah, there's corn gluten, there's dried distillers grains, there's soy hulls. If you're in the right part of the state, you can probably get cottonseed hulls pretty easy. A lot of your feed manufacturers will use these kind of different things. Some of them are kind of used as limiters. For instance, cottonseed hulls, I think, is more of a limiter than anything else. But if you, as a producer, if you're a bigger producer, it's a little bit easier to get it in and store it and use it that way. If you're a smaller producer, there's a couple different ways you can go about it. You can kind of get maybe into a co-op type situation where you can get some of your fellow producers that are similar size to you, or you can just go to the feed mill and see what kind of mixes they have. So there's a lot of different ways that we can go about trying to do it.
But now is the time to think about it, not January.
Right,
when
not January, February, right, because your hay prices are going to go up, your commodity prices are probably going to go up this year. So there's a lot of ways to look at it, but you have to be careful.
All right, well, thanks for the information, David. We appreciate you watching. Have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.